feel like, all right, this project, I started to feel a lot more confident about taking on crazier topics. And I think that kind of transitioned to May, where I was like, okay, May's AAPI month, and I'll make a song about, Asian culture.
Yeah, you can hear these echoes of the east. This piece has been unleashed from the foods that we feast to the culture that's released from Lisa Ling to Dalip Singh to Jet Li to Yao Ming. We gon' hear these echoes to Beijing. Yeah, hey, you can hear these echoes of the east. This piece has been unleashed from the foods that we feast to the culture that's released from Bruce Lee to Boba Tea to sushi to barriers break like karate.
Now, and Echoes of the East was my favorite.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that definitely was my favorite.
Yeah, okay.
But it changed maybe like a week ago to, what is it? Gather Round.
Yeah.
That track is beautiful. I love that one. I will jump to that one a little bit later.
That's my favorite too.
Okay, yeah, that was so dope.
Like the Echoes of the East song in May, that was tough because I didn't want to make, I wanted to make something authentic, but I also didn't want to make something appropriative. I didn't want to appropriate a culture. Right. So that was the first time I had a real conversation with myself. I'm like, well, the only way you can talk about like Asian culture is through the lens of being a Black person. And then I started doing research about different activists in Asian communities and started thinking about the similarities. And then that made it easy and more approachable, Yeah,
because the Asian and Black community share a lot of similarities, and a lot of both parties have adapted a lot of the other parties' kind of culture and I won't say beliefs, but kind of enjoyments or activities of enjoyment. I mean, even down to cooking. How do you think the Asian and the African American community? How do you think we can merge this barrier, this gap that's been created?
I think if we both just kind of learn to embrace each other's cultures. I've always had an appreciation for Asian culture. I just think it's really interesting. From some of the spiritual beliefs, their attention to detail is really just fascinating to me. Yeah, I also fashion, all that. I just think they have a really good eye for aesthetic and just kind of really innovative in how they approach things.
Break away from the hate and the pain in me. And like an anime, I hope my Asian brothers can come slave with me. And this unity can extend past May with this peace. Yeah, just let it all flow through the
When you look at Asian culture and you look at, Black people as well, I think we're one of the minorities that people can look at from far away and say, okay, that's a Black person, that's an Asian person.
Right.
And then there's so much cultural contributions that we both have given to American society that gets overlooked.
For sure.
And we all walk in our truth. There's been a lot of cases throughout history of discrimination and racism and hate crimes against Asian communities. And I think, when you kind of put it into perspective of also the similarities that, the various things that we've seen within the Black community over the years, it gets very real that a quote unquote minority, which I also think is a funny word, because when you look at the global world in general, when you look at global society, there's really, really white people are the minority.
Yeah.
And it just made me kind of think about the unity amongst races. And I think, if we just learn to appreciate each other, not appreciate different cultures and be open to different cultures and different foods and different ways people do things, I think that can go a long way. Same thing on, Asian people getting an appreciation, understanding of, Black culture. And we start to exist and coexist, I think it'll naturally kind of happen. I think that's the key ultimately to any kind of, to create unity, you need understanding and you just need love of differences.
echoes, all the echoes, yeah.